So I have a feeling they might be a part of the big three.
What big three?
The big three.
What big three?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
No, it's not.
So every time we fight one of the three.
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
So you see my point?
No, I don't. There are no wizards.
Doctor Strange
is a sorcerer.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. Think about it.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Sean P from Project Unk. If you like what you've been seeing so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see because we got a whole lot more to come. Today, we're going to review and discuss episode 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I brought a few guests along with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
I'm Terry.
Okay. Who else we got on here?
So,
That's Terry over there.
so I'm Javier. I'm on social media as Super Blast Tex. Big comic book guy, big MCU guy. I work at GameStop. That's where I got to meet Sean, and
Absolutely.
one of these pops back there were once in my store that I provided for him.
And yeah, you know, it's just a sliver.
Yeah, but I'm super excited to talk about the episode 2.
All right.
And this is the Crack King from the Crack King podcast.
Crack.
Brought to you by Go Illa Management. You can check me out on Instagram, crack_king, or you can go to my YouTube page, Crack King. Like and subscribe.
All right, y'all. So we're back for episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to just dive right on into it and talk about a few of the things that happened on the episode. Now, the episode starts off kind of interesting. We get formally introduced to the new Captain America, U.S. Agent Captain America, also the Star Spangled Man.
Yeah, well,
that was the name of the episode.
Yeah. That was the title of
the episode. Yeah. So was he known as that?
No.
That's
no.
That Marvel's doing. The MCU.
But
I mean,
but that was a good title because everybody in that episode wanted to be Star Spangled Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they were too ashamed to feel like they could.
Okay, I feel that. So I mean, who do you mean specifically?
The Falcon. Where he's always feeling like he's not good enough.
Okay, I feel that. All right, and that's something that I know they're setting up. He's got to work through that because everybody's in his ear telling him, you got to do it in a different way. Mm-hmm. Javier, what did you think about how everything shaked out in the first few minutes of? But how did you feel about it?
So the beginning was interesting to me because the way the last episode ended, it was sort of, I don't know. All he did was wink and smile at the camera, right? That was the last frame of the last episode, and that kind of left you like, who's this dickhead? Who's this? I'm sorry. Can I?
Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Okay, yeah. It was just I'm sure a lot of people thought that, like, who's this guy trying to take this mantle? So I thought it was really interesting and cool that they used the first minutes of this episode talking about how how hard it is for him, and this is serious, and this is that you've earned it, and they're trying to tell us that he's earned it. And then for it to go into sort of a straight up Good Morning America episode where we're watching like the clips of him doing stuff.
Right.
I thought that was really cool and interesting. And my feelings on him didn't super change. There's something about him. I'm sure we'll see later on in the series, but I thought it was super interesting how they made us feel this way about him, how they were introducing him and stuff.
Okay. So Terry, how did the beginning of the episode strike you?
Well,
what type of tone did it set for the show?
Well, it set me, and for me, it was like John Walker. He wants to be the best. He wants to be the best Captain America. He wants to do these things and everything, but it's like Anthony don't want that.
Right.
And
So it makes him a little bit more hesitant.
Yeah, it makes it hesitant, but it's gonna come a time where, of course, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have to do it because this cat, and especially in the episode, you know, John Walker was like, hey, y'all, you know, got him away and all that. He was, you know, he's showing that he's an ass. You know?
So there's one aspect of it, and I wanted to talk to Crack King about it because it's something that he brought to my attention. So John Walker, he goes back to his high school, you know, and now we can see just from looking at the high school, this is
we could hear
black school. Now hold on, let me bring you in, brother. An all black school. So tell me how'd you what based on what we talked about, how did that strike you?
You know what? I like the agent better when I seen that. When I heard it, because I seen the opening crawl, and I was like, that sounds different. That sounds familiar. And then when I seen, you know, him and his friend speaking and in the locker room at the school he went to, and just seeing the whole black experience that he experienced, I was like, I kind of like US Agent. I'm not tripping.
So it kind of,
he's urban. He's not from the Cold War or World War II.
It kind of humanized him a little bit, especially to find out that he doesn't have the any super serum or anything like that.
Yes, and I was more shocked that he had a black girlfriend.
I was pleased to see that. Like, oh, okay. Anything anybody want to add to that?
I thought it was interesting what his I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. Eventually he comes out and fights with him on the
Battlestar.
Battlestar, yeah.
Yeah.
He says something. He says you can't punch your way out of everything anymore, or something like that. Like, you
wasn't that said in the movie before? You can't punch your way out of this.
Yeah. It just it made me think maybe he has some anger issues. I don't know. Since he probably knows him best, he probably told him that for a reason. You know, I'm still sketchy, just like I was sketchy on Agatha from the beginning.
But as we all know, it was Agatha all along.
All along.
Now, in this episode, John Walker does not have any superpowers, so he's basically just a really top-notch soldier, right? Now, I have read that in the comics, he gets a version of it, but it's later on. Do you think that's something that they're going to do with it now, Cracking?
Yeah, after he got his butt handed to him, he definitely wants it because he has a score to settle. Because, you know, that's just the type of guy he is, as we're seeing.
He has an ego.
He got egos, a chip on his shoulder, whatever you want to call it. So definitely he's gonna want that. But that's the character, and that's why I feel like this is one of the best so far Marvel content.
Yeah, because I think they're doing a really good job of setting it all up, right?
Yeah. Even the wardrobe, the costumes, everybody's clothes.
Yeah, because they were saying U.S. Agent kind of like a discount or like a budget Captain America. But after he wore it for a while, I was like, okay.
I think his suit is better than Captain America's suit.
Oh, I mean, that's blasphemy, bro. How fucking dare you, bro?
He looks more streamlined. He looked like he could fuck you up.
I got you.
Captain America looked like he just know how to camp.
Wow. Javier, what do you think about him as far as him getting the super soldier serum? Or do you think that's something that they're going to introduce?
I think that's gonna be introduced because we're dealing with people who already have it, and I don't know how far we want to jump around, but
I know. Say whatever.
Sam basically just telling him everything they found and all their leads and everything. I think he's gonna take that and be like, "Oh, super soldiers. Let me look into that. Let me, I think we're gonna see him with something. I don't know if he's gonna." Because U.S. Agent in the comics isn't ever really that bad or evil or anything.
It's kind of like a anti-hero almost.
Yeah.
Like a Punisher. He was more like a Punisher to me.
Oh, so he was malicious like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So,
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't. I think he's gonna. It's gonna come up. It's definitely gonna come up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Terry?
Well, it tripped me out when he pulled that gun out when they had that fight on top of it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
that
You
was
don't
kinda
we
like-
don't see that other than Black Widow doing that.
And from my understanding,
I'm sorry.
John Walker, he is more like a brutal cap,
Well, Steve did use a gun in World War II.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Avenger. He busted through the doors with his
Yeah,
45.
and then-
Right. And as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he
But-
did use it. But for the most part, we used to
It
see
was jarring though. It was
Yeah.
jarring to see him come out.
So is that an indictment on his character, or that's just how that scene played out? It's really don't read too much into it. Anybody?
Just like we said on the last episode, the last review, it's like everyone is going through the same tribulation or trial, like a Hercules trial, like Steve Rogers did. So that was his thing, coming through, busting, just like when he busted in the scene to shoot up Hydra. He was busting in the scene to shoot up the flag smashers who were all juiced up.
Right. And
I pulled my pistol out first because they were juiced.
do you think that this is gonna take him on a certain route, or that scene meant a little bit more like in a moment of desperation he's gonna do anything? But then again, it is a fight. He's fighting terrorists, so
yeah, fight. They weren't on, but he doesn't have the soldiers.
so he's already at a disadvantage to begin with.
You can look at it like that, but that's just that was just something I don't think Rogers.
Right. So now we're talking about the flag smashers, and I did a little bit of homework since the last video. Flag smasher himself is a character, or either you guys familiar with that, with the character and what his capabilities are?
Not too familiar. All I know is, or I've heard, is that that lady, that girl or whatever, she is
Harley.
him.
Yeah, Carly.
Yeah,
but they swapped it. They changed it up. Yeah, that's all I know really.
Okay, yeah. So instead of them being an organization, then it was just instead of it being that one person, it was an organization.
Yeah.
Would you go say something?
No, I was just wondering, like that text message.
Yeah. So and that kind of brings me to another point. They mentioned, so when they were trying to get away in the airplane, they said the broker. What is it? The broker?
The power broker.
The power broker.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's a character.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was one character. I just figured that that was somebody that was financing them. But when they said that, and I saw the firepower that was coming against them, they kind of made me realize that, well, this organization is doing something they shouldn't be doing, but for the most part, they're not evil. They had a truck full of medicine and stuff like that. So they feel like their cause is noble. And I stopped looking at them like they're the main threat, that there's going to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because it's like, this is Marvel. They're gonna, if they villains, it's gonna be
a little more complex.
It's gonna be a motive behind it.
And it's not always black and white. Sometimes a person that's a villain is not necessarily a bad guy.
Yeah. Just what they feel is right. So it's like, I think the way it's looking, that they both fighting for the same thing, sort of.
They just like two different sides of a coin.
Well, of course they fighting because they figure the government is more concerned about the people that was blipped out of existence, and they feeling like
CRP.
They were there fighting and going through. I mean, not fighting, but going through this thing, and now everybody back, and they all being looked over, and
so
everybody to go back. That situation that they're in now is probably better than the situation that they were before.
Ghosts of Thanos.
The Ghost of Thanos.
That's the Ghost of Thanos, because I want to reiterate. Did I say that right? I don't know.
Wait, you said it close enough.
On your other guests, with your other guests, how they were saying it was better with the blip. That's why I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Thanos. People really agreed with Thanos, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah, because the blip got rid of
That's like
borders.
people voted for Trump.
Yeah, so
People
it's
say,
more.
"Oh, I don't know."
What do you think, Javier?
I really like how they're still using this blip as the motivation for these shows. Kind of like how when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Luke Cage, all those were happening, they used the first Avengers as their jumping off point.
Right.
But this is just so much heavier because, 5 years is a long time. And the Russo brothers have talked about, there's some things that happen. Like, let's say your wife blipped and then you found somebody else and now you're married and you have a 3-year-old and then she's back. Like, whoa, now what? It's really interesting because these people, their motto was what? One flag, one people,
one world, one people.
One world, one people. And I can see where they're coming from because that's, I mean, just like you were saying how Marvel does it, their villains are gonna have like a motive that'll make you like, oh, maybe,
Yeah, it's enough gray area where you can say, like, well, goddamn, do they have a point? It puts you in a position where you almost sometimes want to sympathize with the so-called villain, kind of like with Killmonger.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
People could understand where he was coming from, what his motivations were. It wasn't just, I'm just going to take over the world or anything like that. I have a clear motive.
Or Cap and Iron Man fighting.
The whole episode was a gray area to me.
In what way specifically?
How everyone was trying to figure out or rectify this situation with the juice. I call it the juice, the booty juice.
Yes, I know.
But not in a Captain America fashion, because Captain America is going to dot all his I's, cross his T's. Everyone was doing it their own way in their gray area. That's why I felt like all of them really don't feel like they're good enough. They need validation from him, but he's already given them validation by believing in them.
So, I mean, I think that's a really dope part of it. So you have all these people in the wake of the blip and in the wake of the snap question their very existence. Everything that after that 5 years, like Javier said, after 5 years, the world moved on. And now everything is having to try to go back to normal. But, you just added 3.5 billion people back into the mix. Things can't go right. So it's like, that's another catalyst for creating villains, for destroying people's lives. It's almost to a point where I kind of question whether or not it was even worth them bringing everybody back. What do y'all know about Isaiah Bradley and Elijah Bradley? Javier?
So I think Isaiah wasn't. They moved it to the Korean War in this, but I could be wrong. Wasn't he technically one of the first people to get the serum, even before Steve?
Yeah. So I don't think it was before. I don't even want to disagree with you. I'm not exactly sure. One of the things I noticed is that he aged at the same rate, I guess, as Captain America. It seems like, and Bucky's kept getting frozen over and over. So
yeah.
I'm not exactly sure who got it first.
Well, I think Captain Brotherman came after Steve got froze. He did say 1950. When the government was experimenting. I think
it's not
that I think, but I've read in the comics. He was like they were experimenting like a Tuskegee. Marvel was
right.
Was, I want to say like just taking historical events and putting their mix on it.
Okay.
And Captain Brotherman had the juice. I want to say Malcolm Spellman. He's like the executive writer. He oversees all of the writing. I want to commend that brother for using his platform to spotlight current events and spotlight what the culture goes through.
Okay. Especially like with the, so he wrote this this show or the episode?
Well, he didn't write the episode specifically, but he's the executive. He oversees all the writing and has the final say so what's coming out.
What's his name?
Malcolm Spellman.
Malcolm Spellman. Okay, I need to look that brother up.
Yeah, he used to write for Empire.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Outstanding. Terry, you got anything to add to that, man? As far as, hold on one second, Javier. I apologize, brother.
No, you're good.
Oh,
Um,
well, no. Back to that, I like how they put, they bring to the light this double standard thing going on.
especially with the when they got after leaving Elijah and them house, they get pulled over by the police.
Yeah, because
so that was a familiar sight.
Yeah, Steve Rogers, Captain America, he's in the museums and he got a shield and he's got and Isaiah stole Captain America.
Well, I don't even think that
it was one uniform,
right?
And he ended up doing what they say it was 17 years, and that's what it was in the comics. But in the movie, they made it 30.
Okay.
So
yeah, because the Captain America in the comics wasn't in 2000 something. It was a lot earlier. So I mean, when those cops showed up, it kind of echoed a lot of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And the only thing that saved Sam Wilson is because one of the cops recognized,
was like, hey, you know who this is?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know this.
Yeah, and so I mean, I gotta go to the Crack King on this one, bro. How did it make you feel?
We're like, I'm on a chair. Like I said, shout out to Malcolm Spellman for putting that out there and letting everybody know, because everybody's watching this fucking show.
Absolutely.
That this shit happens no matter who the fuck you are.
Oh, gotcha.
As long as your skin color is different.
And also, if you're a celebrity and they deem you worthy,
yeah, well, definitely. That's just like I said. It's since the beginning crawl when you see U.S. agent having a good time at his black school. It was just like
you kind of set
this
the
is what
tone.
this show is about. You're gonna get that. I'm just flabbergasted because I'm like, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, and I did tell you, I'm saying, give it some time, man. It's just think
but I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was gonna be that good. I didn't know I was gonna be that fulfilled by it. I was fulfilled by a Marvel fucking show.
But I think, and I think they're gonna dive a little bit deeper on that. So yeah, so I can't wait to see it.
I like couples therapy. What do you think about that, Javier? Couples therapy.
It's man, I got so many thoughts, but I wanted to touch real quick on Eli. Them dropping him with Eli Bradley, with his grandfather.
Is it Eli or Elijah?
Elijah, but in
Elijah,
the comics he goes by Eli.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Okay.
When he becomes the Patriot.
Well, they switched the names. Eli is the young Avenger, and Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah,
is the Captain Brother Man.
And then the thing is, I'm sitting up here tripping. Of course, Elijah is Eli. My son's middle name is Elijah, and I call him Eli. I'm tripping. Why did I do that? Okay, but anyway, what were you saying, Javier?
I just like all these puzzle pieces that are falling. Them, Wiccan, Speed, Cassie Cage is now 15 or whatever. She's older now.
For the Young Avengers.
It looks like we're getting set up for that. And America Chavez is going to be in Captain Marvel. I wouldn't be surprised if they are setting up for us to see Young Avengers a movie or something. That'd be really cool. But the couples therapy thing,
Kind of cringy.
no,
With the leg,
it's
with the
good.
leg.
I liked it. Yeah, the leg thing. It felt kind of, and this, it felt fan servicey
Okay,
for a certain kind of fan,
I got you. I
if
feel
that
that.
makes sense.
Yes.
Not that okay, sure, fine, because there's other things that you see in other shows that you, I mean, you know,
It is what it is.
it is what it is, exactly. And it did feel appropriate. I did like whenever they get reintroduced to each other. It's not like knock knock, who's at the door? Oh, it's Winter. No, he's just
Yeah.
there at the base waiting for him. He's like,
Mhm.
hey, what the fuck, dude? There's no
The
like,
three
oh, hey,
things.
it's been so long, and it's just boom. It's just, what's up? Well, why? I know you saw the report. Why'd you give the shield up? It's just immediately they just fall back into it. It's great.
Yeah, and I've always liked their the energy that they had, you know,
Mhm.
dating back to Civil War. They had that little bickering thing going on, like they were both competing for Captain America's approval.
48 hours, like Lethal Weapon.
Or what's the other one? Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Rush Hour. Ah.
It was kind of deep.
Huh?
It ran kind of deep because he was like, hey, you gave up this shield, I'll bet on Steve Rogers,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like he gave you the shield for a reason, you
Right.
know, and if we trust his
Judgment.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And it's like you give up the shield, it's like
Is it you didn't want to work for it?
He
Not work
gave
for
you-
it. It's just that we realize you don't feel like
Yeah.
you're worthy,
Yeah.
but you got to have, I guess, belief in yourself
Self.
enough that
he
Cap-
did. You gotta at least
That-
believe in. If you don't believe in yourself, you gotta at least believe that Cap did this for a reason, because Cap is that dude, you know.
now and then Buck said something that was pretty profound. He said that if he was wrong about you,
then
he was wrong about me. So there's like a little arc of self-redemption that Bucky's looking for. That, man, I just don't know how he's gonna get it in the next 4 episodes. He has some serious issues. Javier, what do you think?
No, you're right, because Winter Soldier is carrying that weight of what he's done as the Winter Soldier. So when he was with Cap going to fight the super soldiers that they thought they were going to fight, Cap was, you're good. I know you're not this assassin, helping him out. And then to turn around for Sam to go like, no, I don't want the shield. He's like, well, why did Steve go with me? Why did he believe in me? So that validation that they're seeking, it's really powerful. You can see it here. I really want to see what it is too. I want to see what changes Sam's mind too, because we've seen in the trailers they're messing with the shield, they're throwing it around.
Right. So they do get it back at one point.
It looks like it, unless they like to film stuff that isn't shown up, like Hulk running with them in Wakanda.
And yeah, I remember that scene. And hopefully it's not going to be one of those situations where Sam gets the shield back at the very end of the series and you see him working out with it. So that
I think he's gonna have to really step up. It's gonna come down to where he's back up against the wall.
Crack. What you think?
I think Sam is gonna shine like the star he is when he gets the shield back after US Soldier fucks up.
You think it's at the end of the episode, or he gets
whatever
it
his
in episode 5?
It's a no-brainer, man. You have the Winter Soldier. You have Bucky. Now, U.S. Agent has his own version of Bucky, but he don't have Bucky.
Oh, who are you talking about? Battlestar?
Yeah, he was Bucky. When he took over the mantle, he became Captain. U.S. Agent became Captain America. He became his Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, Captain America had Bucky was the sidekick. So Sam has the real Winter Soldier, Bucky, and they're gonna shine and they're gonna get their shield back and they're gonna ride off into the wind like 48 hours. Somebody's gonna go to jail and somebody's gonna be free.
All right,
Like
so
48 hours.
let's talk about Carly Morgenthau. Let me see. Hold on. Carly, Morgenthau. Does she exist in the comics, or is this something that Marvel created for the show? Terry, do you know? Because I know she's she's part of Flag Smashers, and that's one character. So
that was that in the comics is Carl Morgenthau.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what they swapped out. Yeah. Where he in the comics is Flag Smasher. But they changed it to Carly in the show.
Oh, so Carl Morgenthau is Flag Smasher, and this is Carly, and it created a whole group instead of it being one person.
Yeah.
What did y'all guys think about the action sequences of the show?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. The cool thing is the way that they filmed that on the trailers, they didn't give you any hint that U.S. Agent or Battlestar would show up in that fight, and it also showed just how outmatched they were.
Yes, without the booty juice,
they broke with Red Wing.
Yeah, they broke Red. But I'm going to mention something about Red Wing. I got to acknowledge Crack. Yes, without the booty juice. So with Red Wing, and the thing is, I'm kind of happy that they broke Red Wing, because now we find we were spying on them the whole time with Red. Yeah. So what do you think of the action, Crack?
I mean, the action sequences were like movie quality, but like in the scene where U.S. agents showed up, I didn't even see that coming. Even when the girl was Carly was super strong, but they thought she was Morgenthau. They thought she was hostage. But what shocked me was how good U.S. agent was with the shield.
That you mentioned that kind of makes me think that there's a whole lot in the shield itself. You don't have to be super powered in order to handle the construction of it with the in the comics is adamantium and vibranium. Just the vibranium that they have is has an effect on how well you can utilize it.
Yes.
And so you were pretty impressed with that.
I was very impressed with how U.S. agent handled himself. How Sam. I was really disappointed when they broke Red Wing. But what I didn't understand was this is something I was trying to figure out. Where was Sam's upgrade? Why was his tech still from pre-blip?
Now that the Red Wing that he had is destroyed, then let's see, maybe he might get that upgrade that you're talking about. But like I said, that particular Red Wing was hacked, so they were monitoring them. Yeah, so he's gonna get another one.
The only upgrade he needs is the shield.
Well, shit, wouldn't it be nice to have both? What do you think, Javier?
Yeah, I mean, he said it, U.S. property. I mean,
they didn't upgrade it.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
That's probably why, because
he didn't have no upgrades.
And he's always saying that he's the one that goes in and because every time somebody else messes with it,
it glitches up.
Yeah, it glitches up, or it has a tracking bug on it, or something.
Right. That's making me think it wasn't glitching up. It's just they're screwing with it.
Yep.
Just for the sake of fucking with you.
Keeping tabs on him.
Absolutely.
Sure, I mean, I'm sure the blip changed this, but the Accords, the Sokovia Accords, I don't think that's even a play anymore. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier, he doesn't even go by that name anymore. But
yeah, I like to mention White Wolf. That was cool.
That was cool.
What do you say? They're solo agents. They're independent
contractors
or something like that?
Something to that effect.
So the way he said that makes it sound like there was like some, not tampering, but changes in the Sokovia Accords or something. Because before, you had to get approval from the government, to go do this, do that, or whatever else. So
yeah, I forgot all about the Sokovia Accords. They're kind of operating under that. That's why he couldn't go to Syria? Was it Syrian airspace on the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, man. That's shit. That's kind of cool. So now, before we go too far down that particular rabbit hole, the broker. That's I'm assuming it's the broker texts I'm gonna call her the smiling. Oh no, well let's say Carly. Yeah, I'll call her the smiling lady before I find out what her name is. But Carly, you stole. I see crack. That you stole what was mine.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you. Did she steal super serum? Terry, hold on, crack.
Like, I'm thinking so.
Do you think that's what they stole?
I mean, medical supplies is no reason to kill somebody. You know?
No, yeah, no doubt. So it's got to be that.
It's got to be something like.
And she stole enough to power everybody that they want.
Else. And it's like, I think all of them gonna have to come together to fight against him.
Because it's
a threat.
Yeah, it's 8 goddamn Captain Americas basically.
Yeah.
Without the skill. Crack, what you think?
I think it's Hydra.
No, I'm saying, do you think Carly stole the super serum? I guess from Hydra.
Most definitely for her and her. From Hydra,
And that's
most definitely for her and her compatriots. Yeah, that's
So that's
exactly. That sounds like Hydra.
What the threat is about.
Oh,
Say it again.
Most definitely. That sounds like Hydra. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I think it's the broker. The power.
He's Hydra. Has to be.
I don't know, man. So I'm not really convinced that Hydra is still in play. It could be somebody that represents their not theology, their ideology or something like that. But I'm not convinced that. Is it I mean, what's the guy's name? The power broker? Not the power broker.
The Connect.
Yeah, the power broker.
Yeah, the power broker.
So I'm not convinced that he's Hydra. I think he's his own thing. Javier, I mean, what do you think about that?
I think you're onto something. I don't think Hydra's ever really gone.
Yeah.
What is it? Cut off one head, 2 more appear.
Yeah,
and it's also a really good.
That's Crack King's quote.
It's really good.
Almost said something.
No, say it. Anyway,
it's a really good and not easy, but I mean they're template bad guys that you can just boom Hydra and that they're evil. Boom, go after them. There's no gray area on Hydra. They're the bad guys, and I think that's a good threat for people like Sam and Bucky to go after.
So it's a whole organization that they can go after, and not one particular bad guy.
I think so. Yeah.
It's always Captain America's villain is Hydra.
Throughout all
Captain America, you're fighting Hydra.
Okay. Well, no, go ahead.
Well, I mean, or it could be the what's his name? The government.
The sword?
No, the government.
Shield?
It could be the government.
Oh, the government itself.
What's his name?
That came to kill them?
They're sending John Walker to
GCP.
Yeah.
What's GCP?
The government reparations thing.
What's the
that they're fighting?
Okay.
That the flag smashers are fighting.
Okay. So let me ask you this: we talked about the bad guys, right? So we got flag smashers, who I don't think at this point are technically bad guys. They're just kind of warped in their thinking. I don't know if necessarily think it's Hydra, but at the end of the episode, they go to see Zemo. Is Zemo somehow, Baron Zemo somehow caught up in this, or are they going to solicit his help? Tell me what you think, Crack.
I think they are listening his help because he knows everything about Hydra and what they were doing with the Winter Soldiers.
All of them.
And where the serum may have been passed on to. Because remember, he had the red book.
Right. So you think it's the same serum, or somebody took part of it and kind of created their own thing?
I think they just took part of it and created their own thing, but I think Isaiah is the base level for it, for the original. And I
Okay.
think
Oh, so the
play a
experiments
part
that they
in it.
did on Isaiah.
Yeah, because he did say that they were taking blood out of him, and yeah.
So they took what was in Isaiah and
Plus. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
After they locked him up.
Yeah.
Weapons Plus, Weapon X, that's when you start going all off and all that.
So Weapon X and Weapons Plus is two different things? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So how I know since we're on that with Isaiah, he's older. How do you think he's going to play into as far as them being able to utilize him in what they're trying to accomplish? What do you think, Javier?
I think it's going to be Elijah. I think he's going to step up and because it's going to something that it dilutes in the blood, so he's not going to be a perfect super soldier, but he'll have something, and I think he's going to step up. I'm hoping because that Young Avengers type thing that they're setting up, it's right there, you know.
Now you talking about Isaiah or Elijah?
Elijah. I think Elijah's gonna step. I think Isaiah is he's gonna give him words of encouragement and stuff. But I don't know, maybe not, because Eli didn't have much screen time at all in this episode.
Barely.
Yeah. I don't even think we really got a good shot of his face, even.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We're gonna get ready to wrap it up, but what I want to do is go around the horn, like around the horn, the ESPN show. Anyway, I'm sorry. I want to go around the horn, and what I want you guys to do is tell me your overall thoughts of this episode and what you give me a general idea of what you expect to happen in the very next episode. And I'm going to start with Terry.
Okay. In the next episode, I'm thinking that it's gonna be like Bucky and Sam. They're gonna get Zemo already know this. I'm thinking Zemo already know that's not Hydra.
Okay.
I mean,
so you're in the camp that's thinking it's not Hydra.
Saying, but I'm thinking Zemo once they introduce him to what's going on, he go kind of know that it's not Hydra.
And so you think Zemo is going to help?
Yeah, because he's like he wants to get rid of super soldiers. He's against that.
Because I remember on Civil War he said Hydra deserves its place on the trash heap.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm thinking Hydra is no more.
So yeah, he's gonna be with them on that too. But that's something else. But I think it's gonna end up going to like they're gonna end up all teaming up together. I'm probably going too far.
No, I mean, but it's whatever you think.
And they're gonna find out it's more to John Walker than him just trying to get to the Flash message. He wants this. That what was it? The juice.
The booty juice.
He wants that.
Speaking,
if somebody else wants that behind him, the guy that with the coat, the Sokovia. Cool.
Oh,
Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah, Thunderbolt Ross. He could be behind it.
You think he's that devious? Well, yeah, never mind. Actually,
he wouldn't do anything.
Well, all right, Crack. Tell us what you think. You think is coming up for the next episode, or what do you think the show is in a general going in as far as you're concerned?
Well, in the general for the show, I think Malcolm Spellman and Anthony Mackie are going to spotlight a lot of tough issues in America through their platform, through this show. And I still hold true to the Hydra theory that when it all plays out, we're going to see Hydra reborn. And as far as I think we're gonna see a little bit of the Young Avengers. You know,
In this series,
well, I mean, probably not, but I think we're just gonna just see a lot of Easter eggs. You know, it's gonna be Easter egg full because it's only 6 episodes.
gotcha. We got
But
what,
the-
4 left?
But they're
And then
long.
they're gonna platform it into the next movie.
What'd you say, Javier?
They're long episodes, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
Right. You can get a lot
And it still
accomplished.
don't seem like it's enough.
Yeah, because when it stopped, I like when the screen kind of faded out. I was like, yeah, man, they getting ready to the ending. I'll be damned, the credits. And I really wish they would give us more after credit, post credits. But you know, so I mean, but Javier, what do you think the show is going, and what do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
I'm really, really, really enjoying the series so far. Mackie and Sebastian Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan are they're carrying it really, really well. Every time they interact, it's always such a treat. And it you can see they have this dislike and like for each other because they know and then what they've been through and everything.
They have great.
Yeah, they have really good chemistry. What I think is going to happen next episode is they're going to get to Baron Zemo, and I think this is also where we're going to see Sharon Carter come in again too.
In the next episode.
Yeah, I think she's going to finally drop in the next episode because she's been credited in every episode so far, but she hasn't shown up yet. I think she's going to either help them get to Zemo, or she's going to be there to like keep them in check. Because I know before the blip, she was on the run too because she stole the shield. They
mentioned that in this episode.
Yeah. So I'm sure she's on better ground now because I mean, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier are on better ground.
Right.
So I think we're gonna see her come back and we're gonna get interactions there. With her sort of being like, Steve wanted you to keep the shield too, and he's gonna be like, you too. But I think we're gonna see Zemo. He's gonna look like he's helping, but he's gonna have an ulterior motive for sure.
Right, he's way smart, right?
Yeah, and speaking of stuff from the comics that we could see, like the Young Avengers, the Thunderbolts are a thing in the comics as well.
Now, I'm not familiar with the Thunderbolts.
They are kind of this is the best, not the best, but it's like Suicide Squad.
Okay, gotcha.
Where they're bad guys, but they're hired to do a thing like a hero thing that's like too reckless. But Zemo heads that group.
Okay.
And he's sort of the Captain America of the Thunderbolts. So talking about Thunderbolt Ross, that he could maybe show up here too. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in play, a lot of stuff they can do because they're making this their own thing too. So I'm really excited. Every episode, it's so far, it's been really, really great.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It'd be nice if we can all get together again next week if you all want to and go back over some of the stuff and see how it's progressing, because right now I'm really enjoying it, man. I think this is a dope show. I like a lot of the social commentary that's in there without it being overt or heavy-handed. I'm also getting introduced to a lot of characters that honestly didn't know existed, with Isaiah Bradley and Elijah Bradley. Even now, what's Falcon's homeboy in the army? What's his name? The Hispanic cat.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Well, I mean, because what is it?
I don't know. I was just saying, for some reason, Diaz came into my mind. But
Right, it's something like that. But I mean, he in the comics he takes up the mantle as the Falcon when the Falcon becomes Captain America. So I mean, shows like this, they introduce, I guess, B-level, C-level characters that I wouldn't normally know anything about, and I'm able to, do my little research afterwards and just, gain a greater appreciation for the whole thing.
Danny Ramirez.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. So we're talking about Diaz. We sound horrible. We sound like horrible.
Sorry, Javier.
No. I was gonna say Martinez.
We all need to go talk to HR. Is gonna have a
I gotta go, man. I gotta go, Sean.
All right, man.
This is the Crack King from the Crack King podcast. Check me out, Crack King _King and Buzzsprout, wherever you get your goddamn podcast from. I'm gone.
Outstanding, brother. All right, Javier, I appreciate you, man. Once again, this has been Project Unk. Thank you for tuning in. Take care of each other and peace out.